Imagine this. Imagine you're 95 years old and you're on your deathbed and you're contemplating and rewinding your life and realizing that all the promises that you had made to yourself, well, unfortunately you kept none of them. When you ultimately feel that you didn't live the life that you wanted to live. And then you ask yourself, how come? Why? It all boils down to one thing. In order for us to understand why none of us, or very few of us, can seem to move closer and closer to our goals and to take actionable steps that yield us the results that we want to have, we have to understand what are the barriers that keep us from taking the actions that are necessary. It all boils down to pain. Think of the last time that you set a goal for yourself. You may have been extremely motivated to take actionable steps towards that goal, right? Maybe the night before you've been contemplating, you've been watching some videos, maybe you've read a book or two and you feel really good about yourself. And then the next day you wake up and reality hits you and you have a headache, you have a text, a call from your boss, and you're just not feeling it anymore. You don't have that motivation. Life has taken over and the pain has set in. The last thing that you want to do after a long day is to go through some more pain, to actually take the steps that you need to take. Where does this boil down to? Before every major action is an impulse that we feel, which is that pain. The pain of doing something that is unpleasant, that is boring. And as humans, we'll do anything and everything to avoid pain. And this has a biological undertone. We have evolved over time to aim for our own survival. So in order to do that, we avoid pain at all costs. But in this modern day and age, no longer are we avoiding pain from the saber-toothed tiger that's trying to claw us down, or the storm that we're exposed to because we lack shelter. But everywhere we go, the things that are difficult, they give us that shock, that pain that forces us to avoid doing the things that we need to do, the changes, the uncertainties that arise in front of us. The number one thing that holds you back is your inability to handle pain. This is what I've done. I can't tell you what you should do, but I can tell you what I've done. I've grown my business from zero to well over $1 million in revenue every single year in a third world country, in a domain that I actually didn't study, and a domain that I had nothing to do with. And the way that I've done this is through the ability to withstand tremendous amounts of pain and without over glorifying myself. I'm an average person, someone just like you in every way, shape, and form, whether it's through my ability to move my business forward, whether it's my ability to educate myself, whether it's my ability to stay disciplined, to get the amount of sleep that I need, to eat the right foods, to maintain a healthy and fit lifestyle. I do this because I'm willing to overcome the impetus of pain. The next time that you face this feeling of pain, what you have to understand is this. Every single time you avoid pain, what you do is you don't eliminate pain. So when you stay scrolling on your phone and you avoid getting up to write that email because you need to send out that sales call, right? You realize that you're not eliminating pain. What you're doing is you're taking that pain and you're setting it aside. The next time you face something, maybe you need to get up to go to the gym. You avoid that, you sleep in, maybe you don't go to the gym. You take that pain, you set it aside. You keep compounding the pain that you've avoided in your day-to-day life. And what happens is, when you reach 40, when you reach 50, when you reach 60, that pain must be paid. That debt that you've accrued over the lifespan, you have to pay it one way or another. How do you pay it? The way that you pay it is perhaps at 60, you realize that you haven't made strides in improving your personality. You haven't made strides in improving your socioeconomic status. You haven't made strides in understanding yourself truly. So perhaps you find yourself alone. Perhaps you find yourself in a relationship that is meaningless to you and it just feels like you're passing the time. That's one component. When it comes to your career, maybe you're not right where you want to be. Maybe you can't give your kids everything that they want. Maybe you just feel locked, trapped. Maybe you feel like there's no way out and you realize that it's because you avoided so much pain. You stayed in a zone of comfort, and over the years you've accrued that debt and now it's time to pay. And when you ask to pay, you will pay with interest. And what interest is at 60, at 70, you may not have the years, you may not have the mobility, you may not have the strength, the motivation, the health to make those changes, to do the things that you might have done when you were younger, to make that radical change, to change cities, to go all in on that new venture, to take a massive risk because you no longer have the years, you no longer have the ability nor the flexibility to do that. So the pain you avoid today, you will pay with interest in the future. Understand this in every single action you take. And remember my words, the next time that you need to do something and you feel this pain, understand that behind every single sensation of pain is opportunity. Get excited when you feel pain. Get excited when that tinge, that feeling starts to crawl up, right? You feel it in your stomach. You feel that tightness in your chest. Understand that this is a positive, not a negative, because it is an indication of something that you're avoiding. And what I found is that understanding that behind pain and associating that pain with a positive result, whether it's massive, whether it's minor, whether it's the feeling of accomplishment at the end of an email that you've been avoiding that you wanted to get out of the way, tie in that sense of accomplishment that you will undoubtedly get, no matter how big or how small, with the pain, and understand pain should get you excited. Believe me when I say, when I feel pain, there is a sense of what's next, that there's something good coming out for this. And in the long run, you will no longer have to pay that debt, because every single sensation of pain that you're able to overcome, you stack your arsenal, your ability to withstand that pain and to take that stimulus and to turn it into something positive. So today, the next time you feel that pain, I want you to remember my words and to take that opportunity as an example. One more stack of evidence in your arsenal to say, behind every single pain is an opportunity to get better, to move forward, to do the things that I need to do to progress financially, physically, mentally, and spiritually.